final hour, just literally asking any questions. So I thought I'd go from all over the body, from top to bottom, and just show you the variations. So if we start with our shoulders, which obviously consisted of this and this, if you remember, what we did for that is weights, and I'll just get the weights for you here now. So if you're wanting to do shoulders, remember what I said. Sorry, the lighting is dreadful. Let me just turn around. I'm hoping that you can see me better like this. Hopefully you can. So shoulders, what we'll be doing here is holding it above, nice strong stance, like that, shoulders back and down, and we'll be pushing up like that, but not looking out the arms, and then bringing it down to our ears, and then up, and bringing it down to our ears, and then up, and bringing it down to our ears. So that's a great exercise for the upper shoulder, and then your delt, so the side of your shoulder, which is obviously this area here. Then normally the flies are a really good one for that. And I've taught you how to do that. So sort of bending your back over a little bit, sticking your bum out, pulling out like that, but not swinging, and just literally pulling it out and not touching your hip. So making maximum pressure on your delt. And at the end, it's good to sort of hold it for 10 when you've done your step. So that's shoulders. The next thing, we come to chest, and obviously with chest, there's a couple of things that we can do with our weights. The first one, sorry, swinging you around. The first one is obviously the chest press, as we know. So on the chest press here, we would be either do it lying down. So you'd be lying down, nice strong back, arching your back, imagining that this is one bar, so it's nice and straight. Having it just above nipple line, you're working your chest, so you want to pull it down as if it's one bar. You don't want to be bringing your elbows too far down because you would stretch your shoulders, so just to about there, and then you're pushing up with your pecs and you're bringing it down, but not too far down, because if you do too far down, you start to hurt your front of your shoulders. So you just really want it just to sort of skim your chest, but not quite. So up and down, and keeping your chest muscles under pressure the whole time. The other thing that you can do with that is you can actually put the bench up and do what we call an incline chest press, and all that does is it gets the upper part of your chest working. But unfortunately, I don't have an incline here at the moment. But if you were to be inclining, then what you would do here is you'd be sort of sitting back like that, and now you're pushing like that on your chest. So similar sort of thing, trying to get the whole chest area. Of course, we do have body weight as well for chest. So what we could be doing here is a press up. And again, we have our hands facing outwards. Our hands are under our shoulders. We're going down like that and up, keeping our body nice and flat. And that's also for chest. And then finally, we have the chest press machine. So because I'm in the gym, I want to show you that. And the chest press machine, you're sitting yourselves down here, you're holding it onto it tightly, you're sort of arching your back, your shoulders and your bum are against the pad, and you're basically, having checked the weight, you're pushing your chest, and you're pushing, and you're bringing it down, you're pushing, and you're bringing it down. So that's the chest. Next, we have back. Well, on the machines, I'll show you. So one of the great back exercises is the pull down. And with the pull down, a lot of people believe that it's for arms, and it's not. It's for here. So you grab this equally, you sit yourself down, you shuffle it onto the pad, you arch your back. You remember it's your back you're working, not your arms. So you're sort of sticking out your chest, and you're just pulling it down gently and squeezing your lats, and then letting it up, and squeezing and letting it up. So that's if you're in the gym, you're doing pull down. And if you're not, we end up doing what I've shown you before, which is the rows, so the single arm rows. And you've seen me do this lots of times, we've done it together. Effectively, you're like that, aren't you? Let's put your back a bit. You're like this, and you've got your arm down. You've seen lots of times us doing this together, and you're squeezing when you're up, you're squeezing your shoulder blade, and you're coming down. And you're doing this slowly, and you're squeezing, and you're letting it down. And then you do the other side. Another great one, if you remember, for the back, is we did, where we get the weights, we pull them like that. So you're using the weights, you're squeezing. I'll just show you that quickly. So in this case, we're holding the weights up like this, squeezing, 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 squeezing it back like that. So lots of things you can do with your back. Obviously, if you don't have a bench, you can do the pull-up standing like that. So you can do the pull, the row like that. So that's our back. Obviously, when we get to our core, there's lots of things we can do, planks and sit-ups, and obviously you all know how to do those. Then I wanted to just go through with you quickly hamstrings and bum, so the backs of our legs. There's a machine over here. If you end up ever going into the gym and seeing this, which is a back extension. So you're basically leaning on it like this. You're keeping your back arch. I think I've shown you this before. And you're coming down and you're stretching your bum, and then you're squeezing your bum and bringing yourself up. So you're keeping your back neutral. You're not coming up with your back, but you're squeezing your bum and bringing yourself up like that. So that's a good one for hamstrings. Another good one for hamstrings is the RDL, which we've done many times before together. And I'll just show you that again. So the RDL, you remember I said to you about keeping your knees still? Imagining there's a brick wall in front. So you want to roll down, and you're hinging your hip. You're sort of feeling your hamstring. You're pausing. You've got your back arched, not rounded, arched. You come up and you squeeze. Do that and you squeeze. That's hamstrings. The other thing for bum, which we've all done a lot of, is hip thrust. And you know about hip thrust, but I will just do that for you quickly. So hip thrust, you can do this on the floor or you can do it on your bench. And you're like that, aren't you? And you're down and you're up, squeezing. Down and you're up, squeezing. You can do one leg, which works the leg that's on the floor. You can do that. And if you want, you can put a weight there as well, as you've seen us do, which obviously in the gym, you would do that a lot more. So those are things for bum. Obviously, if you want to do your quads, your legs, then we would be using some weights, ideally, and squatting. So if you've got the weights, just the hand weights, then you're squatting like that. And if you're in a gym, then you can use the bar. I won't do it at the moment because there's all equipment there, but you've seen me using the bar as well and squatting, and that puts more weight on your legs. But all of these things would be subject to, we would be doing a lot more sort of advanced techniques, learning how to do a much heavier squat, a heavier deadlift, heavier everything really, in the next season. But this is really just a recap for this season. The other thing for quads is a wall sit. Simple wall sit, works wonders. As I said to you before, you're getting yourself down, you're sitting up like that, you may be putting a weight here, and you're giving yourself about a minute, then you're standing up, doing something else. Another great walking. So we've normally done split squats, haven't we? Because we've been, let me turn around a bit. We've been in a confined location, but I will show you split squats quickly. So this is great because you get a lot of cardio with this as well. So you're basically walking like this, nice wide stance with your weights. It's like a great split squat. It's doing all your legs and your bum at the same time. And if you haven't got the space, if you're not in the gym, you just want to do split squats, and you know, feet hip width apart, shoulders back and down, enough space so you're going to be able to get down, and you're down like that, and you know, we've done that lots as well. Okay, so that in a nutshell are the things that we've covered in training, and I've seen you all do it really well. Great technique. There's other things here that I could show you. I mean, the adduction machine, you know, the rower is really great for cardio. I've just literally done some rowing and some running now. So that's a very quick overview of everything we've learned. Sorry, just finally, of course, arms. Didn't do that, did we? Let me just get those for you. And what we said with arms is obviously your bicep curl, keeping it still, and squeezing the tricep at the back, squeezing the front, squeezing the tricep at the back. Another thing actually, incidentally, for arms, for back rather, if you wanted to do two and you're in a bit of a rush, I've got to do this one for your back, but you can go like that and do both shoulder blades at the same time, so that's good for the back as well, pretending it's one bar. And you can also, if you want, you can actually do two arms, again for biceps, at the same time with one bar, is what I mean. So you can use a bar or a single dumbbells. The other thing is obviously triceps, so you can either stand up and do those, and they're like upside down bicep curls like that. And that's good to do. If you're in a gym, cables are really good for triceps. Let me just show you this quickly. These cables here. You stand up like this with a cable bar. Okay, bring it down. So my arms are straight, and I'm literally just doing that and squeezing my triceps. That hurts after a while. And alternatively, you can try and use this to get your back as well. So squeezing my lats now. And if this is heavy, that works really well on your back as well. There's another one with cables. And then you could lay down and do your triceps as well, as we've done before. They call them skull crushers. And you've seen me do that. I'll do it for you just quickly so that for completeness, you've seen everything in one video. So let me put you there. So what we do here is we lay down, we bring the triceps back, and we're just literally coming down your shoulder and going up, squeezing, and down, and going up and squeezing. So that is in a nutshell what we've learned. You've learned it safely, and I'm going to use the rest of the session today to just make sure that everybody's technique is great. Answer any other final questions that you have, and then we're done for the season, and I hope I see you for the next one. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.